everybody. Rock your body. What is good? Welcome. Truth and Transparency. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Right there. Wow. Wow. Starting with a bang. Idaho4. Dylan's dad's phone was extracted. First of all, that's pretty hard to get your phone extracted. So Dylan's dad's phone was extracted. Why? Wow. We're going to come back to that. Next, Idaho4 right here, the dirty, dirty deeds. So we got dirty deeds, dirty deeds. How about Daddy and Dylan? Bethany waving the flag. Congratulations. Bethany was nominated at her, she was nominated as one of the sweethearts for one of the frats. 5 girls were nominated. I'm not sure if Bethany won or not, but she was definitely nominated. But remember, right from the beginning in March of 2023, the person that held the exculpatory evidence at that point, mixed in with the other stuff that they had, her name was Bethany. Bethany had it back then. Welcome. Here is your new prosecutor. Well, they took down my Brent Kapaka video again. You can see an example around 4619, although there could be other instances. Yeah. We think your content violated our policy on personally identifiable information. Well, we'll talk about that. I will be vetoing that one. I'll be vetoing both of them. Man. Welcome, Joshua. Joshua, what's good? What's up? What's up, Josh? How you doing? Woo! They're asking for the lefty out of the bullpen. Joshua. Well, Joshua had an option here to either be fired or resign because he was part of the Biden. I call him Biden. We're bidding for everything nowadays. So Joshua, he is added to the docket. He makes his appearance, and he comes in making his appearance on 4/2. He's like, I'm not doing that on April Fool's Day because I don't want, that bad juju. And then he files his first motion, which is a state's first supplemental request for discovery disclosure. And I love it. I love that all the police watch my channel. Love it. While this first supplemental request applies to all of the defendant's expert witnesses, the specific basis for the request is that the defendant's disclosures of the reports of the forensic psychiatrist, Eileen Ryan, and the neuropsychologist evaluation by Dr. Rachel Orr appear to be incomplete. So he wants some more disclosures on those 2 people. Funny that he comes in and asks for that, and nobody else said a word about it. We're going to give a special day for Joshua here, but let's be real. Ashley Jennings can't be the face of this case. Duh. But they go and they get somebody who is completely, go look up what he does. Go look up what he does. But if Biden put him in place, just think about all the policies about Biden. Okay. That's all I have to say. It's pretty political. And I don't need to talk politics. Next up, going back to the big bangs. There's Bethany there. Bethany She's been going to the University of Nevada for the past couple years. And I think she sends like a little message, and it's interesting because she mentions that this has been her like best chapter yet. And I feel like that's a dig on Idaho and her sorority sisters. I do. I don't care. I'll say it. But go and check out the Instagram post. And yeah. Fuck it. I'll just read it for you guys. Anna, just read it. Just read it. You're right. You're absolutely fucking right. I'm going to read it. Hi, everyone. My name is Bethany Funk. She doesn't just say Bethany. I noticed that all the other girls, when they posted their stuff, the first name would do. But my name is Bethany Funk, and I am so beyond grateful and honored to be nominated to be an ATO sweetheart. I am a senior on the club soccer team. Hell yeah, athletes. Go Bethany. I am majoring in public health. Although I've been here for a few years, the men of ATO have always made me feel so welcomed and safe. Safe. Welcomed and safe. It's very interesting. Welcome and safe. Keyword there. Safe. Okay. Did she not feel safe at Idaho? Well, I wouldn't feel safe if everybody thought that it was cool to play pranks. And then, I mean, to have the tragedy happen. And then, of course, I mean, I would have nightmares for the rest of my life if I was Bethany. And anybody that says that they wouldn't or they wouldn't be affected by something like that, you're crazy. You would be. So, yeah, they don't like where I'm touching up. They don't like what I'm talking about. Of course, I'm going to try to take down my videos. I haven't had videos ever taken down. Very rare. They don't like it. I wouldn't either. I'm exposing a lot of shit. Back to here. I'm so thankful for making, I'm so thankful for making some of my best memories with the men of ATO. So I think that that's a slap in the face of Sigma Chi. And always having a good time when I'm around them. If you think that I'm looking into something too much, no. Why do you think people post on social media? People post on social media because they want to tell you something. They want you to know something. 2 videos in a row on the same thing. You are on the target. It is. So I told you if I flash one little piece of paper, but that's why I try to show hardly any. I think everybody now knows that I have the documents. So I'll just go through and I'll like just redact the fuck out of it and read it though. But I'll just show you stuff, but I'll read everything, but I'll only show you the partial stuff, but I'll read through the redactions. I barely showed anything today. I felt like I was watching a G movie. So again, the men of ATO have always having a good time when I'm around them. They never fail to put a smile on my face or make me laugh. I'm also so thankful for the friendships I have made in this chapter because they are one of a kind. And I know that they will be lifelong friendships. Again, I think that's a slap in the face to past friendships, because she goes on to say, which makes it even more special. Okay, it's not just right now. It makes it more special because I'm going to have these people in my life forever. She's from Nevada. She's going to the University of Nevada. I love it. One of my favorite underdog football teams to bet on is Nevada. So to my favorite chapter ever. To my favorite chapter ever. Thank you for everything. With Eleanor Bethany. I think that's with love and respect, Bethany. That was December 4th, 2024. You know, these people that are trying to take down my videos and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna challenge it. Next up, We're going to save the bomb for last. So, actually, I'll just read it. Fuck it. Let's talk about the day that Brian Kohberger was arrested. The day that Brian Kohberger was arrested. So when they're talking about Brian's condition, finally, the state argues that Mr. Kohberger is competent, and for that reason, Atkins does not apply. Competency is consistently being assessed, and the reason Dr. Ryan's report refers to this issue is because his ASD impacts his ability to assist counsel and understand the proceedings he faces. Okay. He has an inability to assist with mitigation evidence and understand the magnitude of the case. By way of example, when he was arrested in his home with a full SWAT team, think of the Brent Kapaka situation, full SWAT team, doors broken, and parents zip tied. His fucking parents were zip tied. Are you kidding me? His parents were zip tied. Again, with a full SWAT team, doors broken, and parents zip tied. He made small talk with the detective in the back of the car during the ride to the police station. He asked the officer about his education and suggested that they get coffee at a later date. When I read this, I said, oh my God. I said, what the fuck? God, Miss Kohberger must have been like thinking she thought she was having a dream and shit like that, Ooh, Michael, we're playing nope, this is full-blown fucking crazy shit. But here, Brian, he's in the back of the cop car and he's asking this officer about his education and suggesting that they get coffee at a later date. Wow. He did not perceive the profoundly serious nature of the moment and exhibited no perception of what was happening. While competency has not been raised in this case at this time, Mr. Kohberger's team and assisting experts are constantly analyzing this issue. Can you imagine somebody that hour coming in your home, guns drawn, especially like the fucking idiots that don't even know like what they're doing coming in your home to do that. And you getting roughed up and taken down and zip tied? The fuck are you zip tying me for? Well, I'm in my fucking nightgown, bitch. Like, wow, right? Okay. What's next, Lana? What's next? Well, I'll tell you what's next. Josiah Roloff, come on down. These fuckers taking my videos down, trying to kill my views. You motherfuckers. Let's give a shout out. I just got a Cash App. I want to give a shout out to Penny. Thank you so much. Cheers, Penny. $20. Thank you. You said, thank you for all of your hard work. Love you, Penny. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. Anderson, you're awesome. Truthful journalism. Thank you so much for seeing that. Appreciate you. Next up is Mary. Thank you, Lana. Wish it was more. Girl, $10. Hey, I'll take a high five and a hug. Thank you so much. Joyce, $50. Thank you for all of your hard work. Moscow needs it. We love you out here in Moscow, Idaho. Oh, I have Moscow fans. Yes. Thank you, Moscow. You know, I do. I try to call and, you know, check up on you guys all the time. I think Ashley Jennings got the whole team, and I think that this case is in dire, like it's heading in the wrong direction. And Joshua was like, dude, I'm going to get fired or I resign. Okay. It's one or the other. Okay. I'll resign and then I'll go. And then he was approached to come save our fucking asses in this case. I don't even think that Joshua can do that for what's headed. But I know that he's a smart, like he's smart. He blows Ashley Jennings out of the fucking water. I mean, Bill might as well just go to fucking Cancun. Bill, bye-bye. But, you know, for me, I think the damage, like, I think there's a lot of damage here. We'll see. Again. Yes. Rabbit holes aren't reality. Thank you for becoming a member. Virginia. Thank you for becoming a member. Debbie, for a member for 17 months. Is this working today? Debbie, it is working. I can see it. Royal Girl, you became a member as well. Thank you so much. Royal Girl, new member. Thank you. And then Brian, Shake It. Love when I see men's names, even if you're really women. So this April 9th and April 10th hearing is going to be lit as a tit. Why? Well, because the bombs keep coming. Today we had another amended notice of filing declaration in support of defendant's objection to the state's motion limine, text messages, and testimony. Well, what does that mean, Lana? Well, it means that Josiah Roloff declared, and he wanted to say some things on the record here. Josiah Roloff, no stranger to the name here. He was actually Dan and Karen Moore's digital forensic guy. He's the president and senior digital forensic examiner at Roloff Digital Forensics. What's interesting about him, I think, is he knows his little wheelhouse, his little niche, and he always stays in it. His clients, though, include the United States Navy, Marine Corps, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, numerous federal and state public defenders' offices, and private attorneys throughout the United States, Europe, and Asia. I have examined digital evidence in cases involving allegations of homicide, sexual exploitation, solicitation, sexual assault, unauthorized system access, voyeurism, insider trading, espionage, kidnapping, arson, threats against government officials, and robbery amongst the list. His background, you name it, celebrate, fucking whoop to whoop. He's been doing this since 2003. Now, man, what's so big about this? Well, you guys know the big push here is by the state with text messages and this timeline. It's that these girls went to sleep. Okay. These girls went to sleep 4:36, 4:37. They go to sleep. They don't wake up Dylan. And they want to say when she starts texting on her phone, that's more or less like her, okay, I'm awake now because I'm using my phone. So it's a timeline. It's to show that they're sleeping because they're not using their phones, type of thing. Well, not so fast. Roloff was retained in this case, and I bet you he was retained early on. He's out of Spokane. Okay, he's right there, right by Coeur d'Alene. Okay, he would definitely be no stranger to Ann Taylor, and she's probably used him a shit ton of times. So I've been retained as a digital forensic examiner to assist Miss Ann Taylor and the defense team in the Idaho versus Brian Kohberger case. The way that he says that is so interesting. To assist, like it would be like period. It's not just like a I'm hiring you and only look at this. You know, they're using him to his full capacity, guaranteed. Now, well, Lana, what are they using? What are they using him to his full capacity? Well, I've reviewed the documents titled, for this disclosure here, I've reviewed the documents titled DM 11.13, so it's like the date, 1113, bubble format, and BM 1113 bubble format. Now, it is not Bethany, whatever her new McClure or whatever. No, this is Dylan and her dad. Dylan and her dad. Brett. Where is he? There he is. Wow. Okay. Bubble butt. Bubble butt. These documents reflect periods of I'm sorry. So when he was looking at these documents titled DM and BM 1113 bubble format, they contain data extracted from mobile devices, plural, devices, not device, devices, used by individuals identified as DM and BM. And I was like, holy shit, they went and got this dude's phone and they extracted it. They've had a fucking interview with this man. Okay. They extracted his phone. They wanted to see his phone. They downloaded it. These documents reflect periods of activity on the mobile devices, both of them, that would require user interaction. So it's saying that at times at 11:13, somebody would have to physically either unlock the phone, because if it's a locked phone, then there has to be, this phone is being utilized by human hands because it's doing commands. Okay. And what's this big thing about on the text messages and the phone calls? It's to set up a timeline, and they're trying to show that the phones weren't in use at certain times. So then we're saying that they're sleeping, right? Right. What Josiah Roloff is basically saying here is that these documents reflect periods of activity on the mobile devices that would require user interaction with the device from them to occur, specifically for the date of November 13th, 2022. Now, if you think he's saying this because he's going to be saying, yep, everything that the state is saying, yep, that's what we're talking about here. No. He's basically going to be saying the opposite of what the state is saying, which, what would be the big opposite part? The big opposite part would be, you're saying that they're sleeping, and you're assuming that they're sleeping because supposedly you don't see any activity on their phones, on these devices. Josiah Roloff is saying, I have no idea what you people are doing, because here is what I will tell you. Number 10, the big word artifacts is used. And if anybody's following the Karen Reed case, the house long to die is the 227 artifact that was found. House long to die, the deletion. Okay. Josiah Roloff says the documents include artifacts, plural, multiple artifacts, which is like proof that something existed. So the documents include artifacts and content demonstrating a variety of user interactions, including the following. Number 1, incoming and outgoing regular SMS text messaging. Not a third party, but just regular me to you, you to me SMS. Number 2, incoming and outgoing Snapchat message artifacts indicated by the application being Snapchat. Incoming and outgoing Snapchat messages, they're artifacts, and they're indicated through that Snapchat app. Number 3, voice and video calls conducted via Snapchat and the phone dialer. So if you'd have to dial up a call from me to you, and I can use Snapchat to do it. And so I hit that, and I use my phone, and I'm using Snapchat, and I'm talking on the phone via either just hearing to hearing or video. And in this, it's saying both, voice and video, not or, and. Now, let's not all be stupid. He's listing these things, which there's 2 more things. He's listing all of these things, and he's listing all of these things because the state is not acknowledging them. At times, that the state is acknowledging something else, them sleeping. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The 4th thing, creation, modification, and deletion of multimedia files such as images and videos. Images and videos. So not or, again, keyword and. Creation, that's you creating it. That means you took the pic. Okay? You took the video. Creation. Then there was a modification to it. And then at some point there was a deletion to it. Of multimedia files is plural, such as images, plural, and videos, plural. Now, remember what I told you guys the other night? I said, you guys can think I was being a sicko or whatever, but you bet your fucking ass I would have taken pictures and I would have been recording at my house of what I fucking waltzed up into. Okay? I would have, because, dude, I'm a true crime person, right? Dylan's a true crime person. She watches all those podcasts. She's listening to Criminal Minds, whatever. Do I think there's anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. At noon? Absolutely not. Anytime before then? I don't think there's any problem. But now it just shows and tells us that, you know, could it be about what would you be taking a picture and deleting, or taking a video and deleting, that you would even need to? Even if let's say you did it at, which trust me, this didn't happen this way, at noon, or at 11:15, or at 11:30, or 11:45. Now, throw out the whole words of videos and pictures. Now we talk about text messaging. Now we talk about phone calls. You are clearly trying to remove what? That you did any of that. And trust me, it's not after noon. You know what I mean? This is way before that. This goes into the whole Jen McCabe scenario. Jen McCabe. Her phone, house long to die. Okay. The next thing, we're not done yet. And this is the big one for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. Internet browsing artifacts. This is the exact same thing that Richard Green said in the Karen Reed case. Internet browsing artifacts. It's exactly how it's listed. Internet browsing artifacts and quote unquote cookie data showing access to particular websites or internet-based services. And these are now all those 6 things I just listed. These are all things that I believe, because of what Josiah Roloff does, I believe, and based off what this motion's about, which is for the text messages and testimony, it's to say, okay, you guys got away with having your little narrative that this is all present tense, this present, they just found out about this. They made that call. You can hear that they're so, oh my God, they don't know anything. And it's just, and then these text messages, everything's present tense, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You're not going to, so that's what this is all about. So Josiah Roloff, for him to be involved with this, it has to be about that. It has to be subject matter. And so what do you think he's bringing? He's bringing the proof that says none of that can be possible, because this is what they were doing at these other times when the state is saying that they're sleeping, or the state is saying that, like, what do you think that they were doing between 7 a.m. Or 8 a.m. or 9 or 10, And now it's not just Dylan. BF isn't on here. And this is what goes into my thing from the beginning when I said, what would BF, what would be the, how does she have exculpatory evidence for Brian Kohberger? What would be it? And I said, I'm telling you, if she can say, if it's any way to talk about this crime, and that if Dylan wasn't there or Dylan didn't sleep in her bedroom, meaning like actually ever came down to her room, when she heard things versus, but BF isn't in here. So everything that Josiah Roloff is talking about is pertaining to Dylan's phone and Dylan's dad's phone. Because, and that to me is, whoo, Dylan is the one that says that she saw the masked man, right, at this certain time, right? How do we know that it was, how do we know that Dylan didn't get in the car that sped away? That we can't even see the car that's speeding away, right? This is going to be fucking crazy. April 9th and April 10th. Absolute craziness. Wild. How does this go to trial? And everyone's like, well, Lana, what do you think? What do you think she was doing? Blah, blah. To me, guys, I brought it to you guys. I told you guys what Dave said. Dave's telling the truth. Dave's, I told you guys that they were all using Snapchat. I told you guys that they were doing things in Snapchat. Okay. Everything that I've ever put out there on this channel about this case, if I've ever made a mistake, it's literally because it'd be like, oh, I misspoke or something. I've never provided anything that's never been like, I vetted who Dave was. And I think it's all, being proven that, yep, that's exactly what happened. People were all talking about it in Snapchat. But that's like the girls stuff, you know what I mean? Like the group and the boy text messages and the group messages. But you got to back up even before any of that. You got to back up before even the 8 and the 9 a.m. Okay. And you got to start looking at this time frame around the time of the crime until this supposed, waking up at 8 for Bethany. And I always just say her because they start with her movements. Any chick, if you see a masked man in your house and you have an opportunity to get the fuck out of the house, wouldn't you do that? I would. Well, if you think I'm talking like a child, then you must be a child. That's all I got to say to you, Mike. Child. Yeah. Who wouldn't get the fuck out of a house if you saw somebody in a mask? Who wouldn't tell other people to get the fuck out of the house at 4 a.m. if you saw somebody with a mask on? I mean, it is one thing to hear a noise and think that you heard a noise and you realize, oh shit, that's just my ice maker that dropped all the ice and it sounded like somebody just tried to get into my house. Okay? And they didn't because I heard a noise. Hearing a noise is fucking nothing like seeing a masked man in your house at 4:30, 4:15 in the morning. Hearing somebody crying that you've identified as one of your roommates. And then you see the masked man after you heard the crying. Like, what? I would think that the masked man hurt my roommate, okay? And I have one of two things. Either I try to go help my hurt roommate or I get the fuck out of there and call for help for somebody to help my roommate. Or I didn't see a masked man then. Usually, that's why I can't wait to find out who went and got Dylan's dad's phone and downloaded it. Because I'll tell you this. What I've noticed is when people try to do cover-ups and it involves from like an early onset, you're trying to limit the items that you go and get so that it doesn't reveal things. So I can't wait to find out who interviewed the dad and got and asked to see the phone and download the phone. You understand? You understand if they didn't do that with all the other parents, okay? And what I think that would come from is, because what would make sense is that you talk to Dylan, you get her phone, you download it, right? And you see that, oh, she texted her dad right before, they called 911 or whatever. If you couldn't see it because you have to like download the phone to be able to see like the deletions and stuff, that really wouldn't be too much of like it was only just a little bit before, but they went and got and got his phone, and in both of their phones, there's stuff that's fucking gonna be dropping. And so when Ann Taylor talks about third-party culpability, there's a term that's called your consciousness of guilt. And so where everybody thought that Jen McCabe had this consciousness of guilt due to her text, or not her text, but her house loan to die. I know that Matt McCabe made that text or made that Google search from her phone and did the other one in the morning. And it's actually his consciousness of guilt. But either way, it's on her phone. It's going to be like the same type of thing, depending on we have. I mean, we're not just talking about one thing, like the Jen McCabe situation. We're talking about incoming and outgoing text messages that I believe are deleted, incoming and outgoing Snapchat messages that were found in the artifacts of that application. And they had to find them in artifacts. So either they were found through the download because they weren't deleted, or they were deleted and still found. The voice and the video calls conducted via Snapchat and the phone dialer that were just still even there. So that all this is going to be around like what times this we're at, and they're going to be at really, really bad times. creation, modification, and deletion of multimedia files such as images and videos. And I believe one of those files would also be a new contact. Application usage logs showing when specific apps were opened and closed. Ready for that one? So it's not just like, oh, the TikTok was running type of thing. These are user has to activate it. So applications where a user logs are showing when a specific app it was opened and when it was closed. This is all Murdoch murder shit. They all have a timestamp. Then, depending on how they were running their locations, there'd be a lot of location information. And then the internet browsing. So everybody talks about the Karen Reed case and the house long to die Google search. One item. Well, here we have 2 phones with double that, triple that, quadruple that, 10 times that. Just these 2 phones. This would be indicating, in my opinion, and with how the way the jury will see it, just like everybody wants you to believe in the Karen Reed case for the jury, is how did you know that people were dead if you didn't know they were dead yet type of thing? Because of the type of communication, what would be being said. Now, if you tell me that there's pictures and videos, holy shit. Just so you know, they'll be able to get the pictures and the videos, even if they're deleted. You know how many deleted shit I got off of Jennifer Drake's phone? And I'm not even an expert. All right, guys. Use the comment section. You guys rock the section. Use that. All my kids here rock. Goldie! Super sticker. Woo! Miss Lacey J, sending you gratitude and a huge hug from Idaho. You are incredible. You're incredible at what you do and can be just damn entertaining. Oh my God, I was pretty entertained this afternoon if you guys missed it. We got Lil Bev and Keefy Paul. So go check out my community post. Thanks to Murky. Vonda, thank you so much. $9.99 super sticker. Silent Murmurings, thank you so much. Welcome. You're a member now. Carson, 12. It's been 22 months. Oh my God, I thought it said 12 for a second. 22 months. That's a lot of babies. Sherry, thank you so much. You're amazeballs. Thank you. We'll be doing a live. I want to talk more about Joshua and you would think that he's not all about the death penalty, just to say, with the Biden administration. But thank you guys. Thank you. Oh, also remember this whole cleanup, the whole one footprint right by Dylan's door. Okay, the van shoe print. Okay. There's only one foot, there's only one leg. This is gonna get wild. This is gonna get absolutely fucking wild. And who wants to take me on the bet that they got AT&T records on Brian Kohberger's phone within 7 days of the murder? Anybody? Anybody want to take that bet? I think I wrote it. I'll go find what I said. I did a timeline and I told Daniel, I said, I don't know. Something tells me that I think that they got to Brian Kohberger and they knew his name, and the feds at least knew his name. I think I threw out like 11:18. Sorry. Activated. I believe you 100%. You know why I say that, right? Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? Well, because everyone wants to say, 7? Well, you would have had to ask for it within 7 days. 7 days, 7 days. I said, and? Well, he's talking about another case. He's just explaining his relationship and how he knows who even Boyd Jackson is, motherfuckers. He knows who Boyd is because of his relationship. He saw that Boyd's name is all over the paperwork involved in the Idaho4 case. Boyd only does what he does. Okay. There's no reason for him to be all over the paperwork in the Idaho4 case if they did not go and use a special relationship for the timely advance records. Number one. Number two, Detective Payne already testified. Mary testified. They saw those motherfucking records. So now what? Well, you got a larger issue. You got a larger issue. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Is that right? Is that right? Joshua, yep, he has been added as a deputy prosecutor. I told you guys Ashley Jennings was out. I told you. She's a witness now. She is a witness. I hope she doesn't lose her job, only for her kids' sake, because I care about the kids, baby. All right, guys. Ashley Jennings. As much as I want to see that fumble bumble magicians, but for the victims, they deserve somebody like Joshua. So, all right, guys, see you on the flip side. Peace out. Hey, Miss Kelly. Hey, mods. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. Out.